Good morning, class. In today's session, we will learn about inheritance in Java. Inheritance is important concept in Java programming and also an important pillar in object-oriented programming system. So, before moving forward to what exactly inheritance in a Java, I will tell you shortly what exactly is the object-oriented programming system. So, basically, object-oriented programming system is a programming technique or a paradigm that generally map our code with a real-life example. Like other program techniques such as a procedure, as well as structure programming, we generally use in C and C++ languages. There is everything is generally related to the function as well as a method, hence they are generally known as a procedure-oriented programming language. Similarly, object-oriented programming language is also a programming technique that generally map our code with a real-life example. There are some of the important pillars of object-oriented programming systems are present. So before that, there are a class and object are a basic of object-oriented programming system. Hence, later on, here are the four important concepts in object-oriented programming system, generally known as inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. In today's session, we will see what exactly is inheritance and class, object, etc. In later on session, we will learn about polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation in detail. So here I just give you some introduction about other object-oriented programming pillar like polymorphism. Polymorphism is an important object-oriented programming pillar. Basically, polymorphism is known as a Greek word. In this, poly means many, while morphism is generally known as a form. In polymorphism, the particular kind of object is generally behaves as well as represented as a multiple entity. Let's take example of a real life. Basically, there is a person named as a Rohan. Rohan is act as a teacher in a college, also act as a father of his children in home, and Rohan is act as a customer for a supermarket. Hence, in this, the particular object Rohan is act as a different entities like teacher, customer, father, etc. Hence, this is generally known as a polymorphism. Basically, there are two types of polymorphism: static polymorphism and dynamic polymorphism. In Java, we achieve static polymorphism with the help of a method overloading and dynamic polymorphism with the help of method overriding. We will see detail with help of practical in a later on session. Now, in this, we generally focus only on inheritance, object, and class. The next concept is abstraction. Basically, abstraction is also important pillar that generally used to hide internal implementation and show only the required kind of functionality to the user. Basically, take example of a ATM, generally known automatic transaction machine. In ATM, when we go to deposit as well as withdraw money, we deals only with the interface how to withdraw money as well as deposit money. We does not know how internally it's working, how the balance is updated, etc. So only the required kind of functionality are represented to the user, while others are generally kept hidden from the user. In Java, we basically achieve abstraction with the help of abstract classes and interface. Now, encapsulation. Encapsulation is binding as well as wrapping of data together into the single unit. We will see detail with the help of practical in later on session. Today, we focus firstly on class object, then later on inheritance. So basically, what exactly is the class? So class is generally known as a user-defined data type. Inside class, there are different type of variable, constructor, methods are generated. Hence, class is known as a collection of variable, constructor, method. Hence, here is the figure. Inside a car class, there are different methods such as refuel, get fuel, drive, etc. are methods present. And attribute like fuel, max speed, etc. are generally attribute of a car class. Basically, class is generally known as a template as well as a blueprint for object. Suppose we generally create a different object such as a Maruti Suzuki, Toyota, etc. are different cars. And for that, we generally need to create a one template. So we generally define car as a template and Maruti Suzuki, Toyota are instance or object of a car class. So basically, class is a logical entity. It does not have any kind of a physical existence and car does not require any amount of a memory. Here is the syntax for a class. We generally define a class keyword. Here is C is small and the name of the class is start with a capital letters. Here we generally define integer age and also define one method. Here is the syntax for our class. Now we will learn about object. Basically, object is generally known as a real world entity. Object generally having a physical existence. Object is also known as an instance of a class. Earlier we generally learned about what exactly is the class. So here we generally learn about object. Basically, the different instance of a car class such as the Mercedes, BMW, Audi are instance of a car class. Hence, these are generally known as the object of a car class. Here is the syntax for a object. Basically, we generally need to define a class name that is car. Here is object name Maruti, and with help of a new keyword, we generally create object at the runtime. And objects are generally created with help of a new keyword generally stored into the heap memory in a Java. Basically, object is a real world entity. It has a physical existence. Hence, it generally required memory and stored into the heap memory. So here I will summarize what exactly is a class and object. Basic class is generally known as template as well as the blueprint for an object that generally define different types of attributes, method, etc. While objects are generally known as different instances of a class. Let's understand with the for simple example. Suppose we have to develop a software for call inside which we generally define a student as a class. Inside a student class, there is the age, name, roll number of a student are generally defined. Also, different types of method of a student such as a get marks, show marks, etc. are generally defined. And generally created different instances of a student class, such as a different student like Rohan, Sham, etc. are generally different object of a car class. Now we will understand what exactly is the class and object with the help of a one code. So now we understand what exactly is the class and object in a Java with the help of a program. So basically I have created a student Java file here. So I generally define a class with the help of class keyword, class student is generally defined. Inside a class student, we generally define a different type of variables such as integer, age, string, name of the student, and also define one of the variables generally known as the integer role is defined. Hence, it is the student is known as a class, it is a template. So we generally define one method in order to show the detail of a student. So basically, here we print detail of the student. So system.out.println is a statement that is generally used to print it onto the console in a Java. So basically, we firstly print a name of the student, that we generally print age of the student, and then we print roll number of the student. In this way, we generally print roll number, name, and age of the student. Now we have to create a different instances that is object of a student class. So here I define a main method. Basically, main method is generally a start of execution in a Java. Public is known as access specifier that generally tells that the main method is accessible throughout the program. Publicly accessible static is a keyword that generally defined method is accessible without creating its object and loaded only once when the class is loaded. Void is the return type. It does not return anything, and main is the name of the method. So here we create an object of a student class generally known as a class name, then object name. With help of a new keyword, we generally create an object at the runtime, and this object is generally stored into the heap memory in Java. Here we generally set a properties to the object Rohan for a student class. So Rohan.age is generally defined as a 21. Then Rohan.name is generally defined as a Rohan, and now we generally define what Rohan dot roll number is defined as 121. Defined. Now we print the detail of a Rohan with help of a show method. So in this way, we generally create a particular kind of object. Here is the output of the program. We then reprint a name Rohan, age 21, and roll number 121. So here we create a program that generally demonstrate what exactly is the class. Here is the class student, generally known as template as well as a blueprint for an object. And here is we create one object generally known as a Rohan. This Rohan is an instance of a student class. We can create a multiples as well as infinite instance of a class, such as here we generally define a student Sham equal to new student. Similarly, it is also one of the object of a student class. So in this way, we understand what exactly is the class and object in a Java. So after understanding what exactly is the class and object, now we are ready to learn our first concept of object-oriented programming system, that is inheritance. So basically, inheritance is an important pillar of object-oriented programming system. Inheritance is generally known as a mechanism by means of which the child class or a base derived class access all the properties such as inherit all the properties of a parent class as well as a base class. Basically, as we see in our family, there are parents are generally present and child. It has been a thing sometimes that the children is access some of the properties of its parent as well as the parent generation. Say the inheritance concept is similarly like that. Basically, there is a particular kind of a child class is present. This child class is acquired as well as access the properties of a parent. As here shown in the figure, there is a particular child is present. This child generally accesses the properties of a parent. Hence, it is generally known as inheritance in a Java. Basically, there are two types of classes are present. One is generally known as a parent class, base class, or a superclass are generally present, and the seconds are generally known as a child class, subclass, or a derived class are generally present. Basically, all the properties of a parent class are accessible to the child class. This is known as inheritance in a Java. Basically, inheritance is generally known as a is a relationship, such as the children is a parent, so is known as a is a relationship. And basically, in a Java, we generally use the extend keyword in order to define a inheritance. Suppose this is a particular end of class is generally defined as a class father. Inside there are some of the parameters as well as the properties are generally defined. Now later on there is class child is present and we have to inherit the properties of a parent class. Then we generally use this extend keyword such as a class child extend father. In this way the child class is access all the properties of a father class. Basically, do you think about what exactly is the use of inheritance? So basically, inheritance is generally used to achieve the code reusability in Java. There is no need of writing down the code again and again as we already having the code or property present into the parent class. In this way, we generally learn about what exactly is the inheritance. Now there are certain types of inheritance are generally present. So let's study about a single inheritance. So basically a single inheritance is a type of inheritance in which there is only one parent class and only one children class is present. Here A is known as a parent class while B is generally known as a child class. B is accessing all the properties of a parent class. The syntax is simple. In this way we generally define class A and class B extend class A so that the class B inherit all the properties of a class A. Now the second type of inheritance is a multi-level inheritance is known as a multi-level inheritance. So basically in a multi-level inheritance there are a level of inheritance are generally present such as here is the class A. The class B access all the properties of a class A and class C access all the properties of class A and B into the class C. Here is the hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, there is only one base class and multiple derived class are generally present. All the derived class B, C, D access the properties of A. In this way, we generally define hierarchical inheritance in a Java. Now there are two also different type of inheritance are generally present, such as a multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance in a Java. Basically, multiple inheritance as a hybrid inheritance is not supported by the Java due to ambiguity issue. Suppose that we generally define class A and class B and also define class C. So we cannot access the properties of both class A as well as B into the C. There is ambiguity issue is created. Similarly, hybrid inheritance as the hybrid inheritance is a combination of multiple inheritance and some other inheritance since it is not supported in Java. So in this way we learn about single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, multiple inheritance and hybrid inheritance. So now we see detail about each inheritance with the help of a program. So before that we understand some of the interpretation. So basically here are some of the common interpretation related to the inheritance. So what is diamond problem? So basically diamond problem is a major problem in a Java programming language. Basically in Java there is a multiple inheritance is not supported due to which the diamond problem is generally arise. This figure is representing the diamond problem. Basically, there is a base class and derived class A as well as derived class B. Both are accessing the properties of a base class. It is known as a hierarchical inheritance. Now, but the derived class trying to access the properties of a class A as well as a class B, due to which there is ambiguity issues generally created. The class C is confused which properties are to be accessed, either the properties of class A or the properties of a class B. In this way, we generally represent the diamond problem. Hence, why multiple inheritance is not supported in Java and how to achieve. Basically, the multiple inheritance is not supported into the Java due to ambiguity issue as we discussed earlier. So how to achieve? With the help of interface, we generally achieve the multiple inheritance in Java. So now we learn each inheritance with the help of a problem. So here we understand simple or a single inheritance with the help of a program. So basically, in a simple inheritance, there is only one parent class and only one children class is present. Here we generally define one parent class, generally known as a public class parent, and inside which we generally define one method, generally known as void data, and we are writing I am parent in this method. Now there is a second class is generally known as child class. We generally define class child with the help of extends keyword, and also we generally inherit the properties of a parent class. We generally write here a parent name. So with the help of which we generally achieve the simple inheritance. Now inside main method, we generally create object of a parent class. So if we generally trying to access the both the method of a child as well as a parent with the help of a parent object P, like detail as well as show. The show method is not accessible with the help of parent object. But now when we generally create object of a derived class that is child, so that we generally access both the method show as well as that is the method of a parent as well as the children are accessible here. In this way we generally achieve the single inheritance here. Now we understand with running. So here is the heir, that is father is already present. So in this way we generally. So after understanding what exactly is the single or simple inheritance, here we understand what exactly is the hierarchical inheritance. So basically in hierarchical inheritance, there is only one parent class is present and multiple child class are present. Here we generally define one parent class, that is public class father, and generally define one method such as a void data, and inside which we generally print father. Now we generally create the two different type of a derived class, that is son and daughter, and both the son and daughter are extended the same parent class generally known as a father. So in this way, we generally achieve the hierarchical inheritance. There is one class father at top and two class son and daughter inherit the properties of both the father class. Here we generally define object of a father class with the father if new father. So with the help of father object, we can access only the method of the father. We cannot access the method of a child, son as well as a daughter. Now we create here this object of a son. So with the help of a son object, we can access the properties of only the parent class, that is a father and son. We cannot access the properties of a daughter. Similarly, now when we create object of a daughter class, we can access method of only the parent as well as the method of itself. We cannot access the method of a son. In this way, we generally learn about what exactly is the hierarchical inheritance.